All right.
Wait, my Toronto. What's it? It's the first one. No, I know that the name.
That part.
What's the question?
I'm happy to be here for my first
Well,
appearance.
I don't want to script it for you.
Yeah.
You can just be Andy. You could be like,
first appearance.
I drove with Blair. He's a terrible driver.
Yeah, you can,
Tanya's wearing this fucking kilt.
Yeah.
I told you it'd be a hit.
You don't want to know Blair's views on Ukraine.
Yeah, he doesn't like he's pro-Putin. This is disgusting to me. I didn't know that till today. He's being removed from Rewinder as a result. Okay, you ready?
Yes.
I say ready. I got to actually create, because I did an episode earlier. I have to create a new file. This takes 10 seconds. Hold on. No problem. I can't believe I'm so embarrassed.
Who did you have in earlier?
A guy who wrote a book about the history of Toronto, the history of professional baseball in Toronto before the Blue Jays.
Oh, that must have been fun.
Well, if you're a fan of Toronto history, and I know that's only smart people.
Yes, that's true. You're right.
If you're a fan of baseball,
yes,
you will enjoy that.
Ralph Benmergui was my favorite guest.
He's back.
Are you serious?
Well, he's here a lot, actually.
I told Blair.
He's back in the basement.
I was blown away.
Well, can you hold that fucking thought? Put that in the intro, okay?
Jesus, there's a lot of rules.
You ready? You ready? All right, Mr. Stochansky, that's a lot of syllables. Okay. I am recording in 5, 4, 3.
My name is Andy Stochansky, and this is my first appearance on Toronto Mic'd.
You nailed it. Took Blair 12 times to nail it.
Are you glad to be here?
Hell, am I glad. Yes.
He doesn't know where he is yet. And where the hell was I?
Shad. Is it? Who did this music?
This is Ill Vibe. Oh, you said Shad?
Yes.
I was hanging with him yesterday.
Okay.
He was at the Handlebar for the Cam Gordon book launch.
Nice.
I put a photo on Instagram today of me and Shad.
Love Shad.
And you said Shad. It was Ill Vibe, this song. But I got to get to my intro, which is welcome to episode 1870 of Toronto Mic'd, an award-winning podcast proudly brought to you by Great Lakes Brewery. Order online at greatlakesbeer.com for free local home delivery in the GTA. Palma Pasta, the real reason Andy's here. Enjoy the taste of fresh, homemade Italian pasta and entrees from Palma Pasta in Mississauga and Oakville. Visit palmapasta.com for more. Fusion Corp's own Nick Iones. He's the host of Building Toronto Skyline and Mike and Nick, 2 podcasts that you ought to listen to. RecycleMyElectronics.ca. Committing to our planet's future means properly recycling our electronics of the past. And Ridley Funeral Home. Pillars of the community since 1921. Today, making his Toronto Mic'd debut, it's Andy Stochansky. Andy, I am honored.
What a choice that was.
What, the woo?
That noise.
I'm honored you're here. I feel like this was in my calendar several times, but you're actually here, so I want to say thank you for being here.
Of course. I think the first couple times
you blew me
was
off
like
4 times.
No, it was like, what was it last time? 15 feet of snow.
Yes.
I think we lost a couple of our recording dates due to Mother Nature.
Yes.
And at least one time you got a gig.
Oh,
like
right,
you were going to come over and you're like, oh, yeah, the Andy Kim thing.
Show where I suddenly was part of that show to his Christmas show, Massey Hall show.
That's like Blair launched the Christmas show. Blair Packham. Okay, so let me set the table.
Yeah.
The guest today making his Toronto Mic'd debut is Andy Stochansky. We're going to go heavy on Andy, but Andy's driver happens to be FOTM Blair Packham. Blair, welcome back to the program.
Thank you very much. I'm very glad to be here. Andy has given me a gas allowance.
Yeah.
And
it's expensive gas, right? These days.
He only buys the best for me when
That's
I drive
right.
him.
I need a driver.
I would like to shout out to my driver, Radio Lady. I don't
Sharon
know
Taylor at FOTM.
I don't know if she's listening right now, but
yeah. Well, she might not be listening live.
I better text her.
This is also recorded, so I got to get a soundbite from Andy first, because before I press record, I heard Andy say some kind words about a Toronto Mic'd episode, and I am so vain and in need of compliments and attention. I need you to complete that thought, because you were going to compliment an episode of Toronto Mic'd.
The Ralph Benmergui episode was amazing. I love them all, but that one was like sit down and shut up and listen to this.
Which one? I know you're saying the Ralph Benmergui episode, but there's been like 10 Ralph Benmergui episodes.
It's the one where he talked about he went to the States with his son for
the most recent one.
Yeah. And I thought that was amazing. Like he could have talked about anything, and he's talking about like the spiritual aspect of himself. And I don't know. I just really, really liked it. So thank you, Ralph.
Well, Ralph is a great FOTM. You're now an FOTM. That means friend of Toronto Mike. I will tell the listenership that Ralph Benmergui is going to return to the basement soon. We have a date in our calendar. And even though it took a few runs at this, in fact, I'll be honest, like this morning I saw the calendar and it said 2 p.m. Andy Stochansky. And I was like, should I just go for a bike ride at 2? Like, what are the odds? I wasn't confident you'd be here. So it's amazing. And you were here on time because you have an efficient driver.
Yeah, it's Blair. It's all Blair.
It's all Blair.
Yeah.
It is.
Do you remember, Andy, the first time we met?
We met at the... Well, it was is it a birthday party or just a backyard party?
I think it was a birthday party.
Yeah.
Or maybe it was a backyard party. I think it was in
That's
the
where we
summertime,
met,
right?
Was there.
And Lisa was there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's tango.
Oh, not, yeah. Andy's Lisa was there.
Oh, there's multiple Lisas.
There were multiple Lisas.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because Lisa Del Bello was there.
And Lisa Why Not?
Oh my God.
Andy's Lisa.
Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
but your Lisa's a different Lisa. I don't want to confuse the listenership.
She is also, excuse me, a formidable character, by the way. Lisa Why Not?
Toronto mic'd.
Yeah, well,
Oh my God, I would love to talk to all the Lisas. You know that, like I'm just
I do
collecting
know
them.
that, yes.
I'm looking for Lisa and the Cult Jam. If you have any connections there, can we just acknowledge though that there is another person in the room? I always feel it's weird if you don't acknowledge this. That yes, you guys are on the mic.
yes.
Andy Stochansky making his highly anticipated Toronto Mike debut, and Blair Packham, co-host of Rewinder episodes of Toronto Mike.
Rewind. You
should I play
paused.
it?
Yeah, yes, please play it.
Okay, let me.
This is
hold
what
on,
I did for for my appearance.
Okay,
Okay.
let's
This is another
play
actor
this.
thing that I didn't get.
There's another actor thing I was going to hire you
Well,
for.
this one only get paid with Palma pasta lasagna and Great Lakes beer, but here we
Works for
go.
me.
Rewind with the Packham, who is also known as Blair, and Mikey Boom Boom too. Rewind looking back and yippee hopping on the air for the quarterly review. Rewind skiddly boddly doodly. Rewind bibbity bobbity noodly. Rewind with the Packham, who is also known as Blair, and Mikey Boom Boom too.
So there you go, Blair. Well done. What does Andy Stochansky think of that opening theme?
Amazing. Does it also?
And how much money do we own Darren O'Brien?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Snow.
He'd be honored. I actually produced a show for the Women's Professional Baseball League, and I decided I'm opening with a instrumental version of Informer. And then the owners of the league or the marketing people said, I need to get his permission. Like, I can't just do this. And I actually I asked Snow, how do you feel about me opening this podcast with the instrumental version of Informer? And Snow said he loved it.
Nice.
So I'm doing it.
You got the okay.
Yeah. I think it's just fun. And certainly I having used it myself,
Right.
for that Rewinder theme, I think it's pretty cool.
So we've established how I met Andy in, I don't know, Blair Packham's backyard, his kitchen maybe, his living room,
About
you know.
10 years
That
ago.
party moved all over the place, man. It was crazy.
Do you have any more parties coming up?
Kitchen, living room, maybe. I don't know.
Okay, let me know afterwards. If I'm invited, I might show up again.
Well, that's the problem. That's why I can't talk about it.
If I see an Instagram post of
very-
you having a party.
It's a very
You'll see it after.
All right, but Blair, please, who is this fourth person in the TMDS basement studio?
This is my dear friend, Tanya Thompson, who is unmiked, so has to yell from the background. So you can say hello.
Well, let me go get her a mic.
She has the strong opinions on Ukrainians.
That's right. Yeah.
Hello.
Okay,
There.
Tanya, nice to meet you.
Yes.
And if you have anything to say, just push Blair aside, roll him aside,
Yeah,
and
I'm
just
on
take his
wheels.
mic.
Yeah.
Can I hear how you, Andy, first met Blair Packham before we dive into your life and times?
That's a good question.
I think it was Bluebird North.
Yeah, probably through Michael Rycraft. I probably booked you for a Bluebird North show, and then we went on a Bluebird North tour.
Yeah.
Bluebird North was a songwriters tour where a bunch of songwriters sit in a row, and I was the host. Sherry Elrick and I were hosts, and That was the touring version, but the Toronto version, I was the host, and we had all kinds of great people on, and Andy was one of them. And then when we went on tour, I think I'd met you before then. We went to parties together and stuff.
Yeah,
So.
and Andy Kim was part of that?
Yeah, Andy Kim. And
Andy Kim is part of everything.
yes,
and M.
the whole
Griner.
reason I couldn't come today was...
That's right. M. Griner was part of that.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, we had a notable stop in Kindersley, Saskatchewan.
That's right. It was a lot. But we also started working together on different things, like trying to pitch
pitch
for
Nelvana
commercials,
stuff. Yeah.
trying to pitch for
Shout out to Ridley Funeral Home.
Yeah.
That's right. So it was, and that would be in the early 2000s, I would say 2002 or something like that.
Yeah.
So a couple of notes that I have from your first scheduled visit, Andy, which was several years ago. I'm not sure. I have to check the calendar, so this may be dated now. But I went to Michael Power High School.
Wow.
And I took note. Miss T was your cousin. Can you? My condolences to you.
Thank you. Yeah, she taught there, along with music teacher as well, Mr. H, and taught music, and so it's like a whole family affair over there. But yeah, that was my high school, Michael Power High School.
Okay, you might have been through that place before I arrived, but I might have missed you by this much.
Nice one, Mike.
Yeah,
nice.
wow.
How old are you, Andy?
The old age thing in there. That's great. Yeah, thanks.
Well, I have to explain why we weren't in the building at the same time. Like, because Andy was a prodigy from the get-go. Like, I know if I was sharing a building with Andy Stochansky.
Well, that's true. Yeah,
I
maybe.
don't know about that part.
I don't know about that part.
Yeah.
Either.
Well, that's what we're going to get to next. But you said it's a family affair. So my mom wrote me when my mom doesn't actually chime in on many episodes, but she saw you were coming over, several years ago when we originally scheduled this thing.
Okay.
By the way, Mike Boone, dog with a bone.
Okay.
He does. They call him Mike with the bone.
Mike with a bone.
He does not let go.
Oh.
I did let go of something though.
Oh, what? Oh, don't bring it up.
Not bringing it up, but I didn't. It hasn't come up in 9 episodes in a row.
I'm glad to hear
so
that.
Don't tell me I can't give up a bone.
But meanwhile, I already introduced Sharon Taylor as a radio lady.
But that one's lighthearted and friendly and fun.
Let's hope so.
Call her up and
checking
ask her.
my texts.
So my mom wrote me and said, and I don't know, she does a voice to text thing. And half the time I can't understand what she's saying. It's quite bizarre. It's like I have to run it through some kind of mom translator. Like, what is my mom trying to say of this voice to text thing? But this is what she wrote. I'm going to read it verbatim. Okay. Hi, Michael. So she called me Michael. So that's my professional name.
Trouble.
I had nothing to do with this.
No, Andrew.
No.
Is there another? Is there a Blairian?
Blair Z.
Blair Blorster.
Blairian. I like that.
Is Blair the full name?
Blair's the full name. It's apparently means battlefield in Gaelic. I was told that years ago by Blair Martin of the Raving Mojos.
Who's an FOTM?
Yes, he said it means battlefield in Gaelic, and I thought, really?
No, just run with it.
But in those days there was no Google, so
okay. But what did your mom say?
Yeah,
okay,
get back
let's
to
go
you.
back.
Okay,
when you interview. Okay, he says anti-Stochansky. That means, I know that's Andrew, so the text-to-speech is really awful here. When you interview anti-Stochansky...
I'm anti-Stochansky.
And she says on Monday the 20th, this is another episode, ask him if his mom was Mary Stochansky, because I might have taught with her. I'm pretty sure I might have. Anyhow, I don't know if she's around, but just if that's her, she taught at St. Francis of Assisi with me.
Yes, this is this is your life, and there she is. She's coming.
Come on out. She's behind the curtain.
Your mom is Mary. My mom is Mary, and they work together.
Wow. Did they Wait, did your mom teach at St. Francis as well?
Yep.
That was my grade school. That's Dundas and Manning. And the reason I went there is because when we grew up in Etobicoke, just north of here, there were no real quote unquote Catholic schools. So suddenly I'm going to school with my mom. And so we listened to Cham FM from Etobicoke to school, and I would sing harmonies, sing all the hit songs to all the songs, and that was school on how to write a pop song.
Well,
that
what a
was
great
all
gateway.
Radio. Yeah, totally. It was amazing. And she was so cool about it.
Because on the when you search for information about Andy, you come across as a bit of a prodigy. At 5 years old, he's making music on the piano. Can you set the record straight? Are you or are you not a piano prodigy?
I knew how to write songs at 5, and I had a drum kit at 5.
I think that's a prodigy, right, Blair?
I would say so. Yes.
You're like Mozart.
Just admit it, Andy.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a fucking
continue.
prodigy.
Sorry.
Can you get me a better?
he wants a better chair.
Yeah, I just suddenly
expensive
knew
chair,
how
Andy.
to write songs. I could pick them out from. So being a grade school teacher, and you probably would get this story, is Mom would come home with these little cassette recorders from grade school, these old black ones, and I'd get two, and I'd play something on piano and sing, and then do harmonies with said other piano and sing onto the other tape deck. So I literally thought I invented multi-tracking.
Yeah.
So it was like pop songs. So brother wasn't into any of that, but I could not get enough of that stuff. Probably because of the radio driving from morning to school.
Do you have any favorite songs from those
that era?
mornings listening to Chum FM? And this is, by the way, I'm trying to get the eras right here, but I'm guessing based on your age that this is the before they become sort of a all hit station. This is back. Is this like Pete and Geets era? Where are we in this Chum FM
No,
universe?
this would be like Bay City Rollers, like
On
Guess
Chum
Who?
FM?
Because Chum FM was album oriented, right? Until
Yeah.
about 85 or 86.
CFTR?
With Roger, Rick, and Marilyn.
Yeah.
CFTR,
Well, that was at top 40.
And
Top 40.
Sharon Taylor was program director.
And I was
Was she?
Guess
She was.
the Guess Who.
Not at the time, no.
Like Clap for the Wolf, all that stuff. It was like solid ABC by my
Yeah.
Jackson's. Like it doesn't get better than that. That's definite like pop school for sure.
Amazing. And did you receive a toy drum kit at True or False?
Yes.
Okay.
It
So
wasn't
how old are
Troy.
you?
I was 5, and they bought me a drum kit. Like I have no idea what they were thinking, but they must have like all left, and gone food shopping when I was practicing because I was practicing all the time. And then next thing you know, it's like I know how to do this. So by the time I took it for real in high school, I already had a lot of playing time.
So what happens next? I'm gonna play a song that's gonna, trigger a whole segment here. I want to talk to you about, but like from
Trigger warning.
trigger warning, but the
more-
good triggers, the good
More
triggers.
than the passed away mom, I'd say Francis. It was
Yeah, that didn't trigger anything. Yeah.
okay.
Because you're 5 years old, you're writing songs, you got the piano, you're making music, and this is unbelievable to me at 5 years old. Like, how old was it Mozart? Twinkle Twinkle Little Star? Like, didn't he compose that at 4? Well, you're right there, nipping at the heels here, and then you're talking about taking it more seriously in high school. But maybe I'll play the song now, and you can bridge everything, and it'll all make sense. So, a little music for us on Andy Stochansky's Toronto Mike debut.
I heard the sound of your bike as your wheels hit the gravel, and then your engine in the driveway cutting off. And I pushed through the screen door, and I stood out on the porch, thinking fight, fight, fight at all costs. But instead I let you in, just like I've always done. I sat you down and offered you a beer. And across the kitchen table, I fired several rounds, but you were still sitting there when the smoke cleared. And you came crawling back to say that you want to make good in the end. And let me count the ways that I abhor you. And you were never a good lady, and you were never a good friend. Oh, what can I say? I adore you.
Doesn't this sound amazing, Blair?
It really does. I have thought in the past about the relationship between who you're going to reveal, that is, but also Alanis Morissette, and I'm really hearing it.
I
It's
hear
holy
so
moly.
much Alanis Morissette in this song.
I had thought of it before, but I'm really hearing it right now.
So Andy Stochansky, can you name that song and artist for us?
Ani DiFranco is the artist.
Ani DiFranco. Now, please share with us your personal and professional relationship with Ani DiFranco?
Okay, so
Right on the mic here.
um,
Blair's about to warn you. I see him pointing at you.
yeah, eat the mic. At a certain part when Queen Street was Queen Street, and you could play in tons of different venues and bands. I was playing with 8 different bands and drums for 8 different bands. And at that point, somebody asked this woman named Ann Bourne, who's cello player for Jane Sibrey. She said, I'm going to go to play in Buffalo, and do you want to come along and play percussion? She was playing acoustic guitar and cello in that show, or in piano. And so I said, of course, yeah, I'll come. And then Ani DiFranco was opening up for us at that show in Buffalo, and we just totally hit it off. A few months later, I got this call from her manager, and was like, do you want to record on the next Ani album? Absolutely. And next thing you know, she said, what are you doing for the next 6 months? And then it turned into 7 years.
Whoa.
Yeah, so 7 years.
But like 150 shows a year for
Yeah.
7 years.
200, 100, something like that. Yeah, I was never home for 7 years. Was just always there. Like, just total road pig. Yeah.
That's so. And what year approximately are we talking about when this trip to
90.
Buffalo?
1990, I'd say. Yeah.
Okay. So between high school and that moment, you mentioned the 8 bands. I'm going to get back to that. But between high school and this trip to Buffalo where you meet Ani DiFranco, I'll give it a little accent.
Yeah, I was going to say.
I know. It just
Ani
seems like a name
Ani
that needs a bit of
DiFranco.
that. You know,
Yeah, you
it's
should
like
have rolled that R.
No good.
Franco.
Ani DiFranco.
There you go.
Fill in that crack a little bit, and I dare you to name all 8 bands you were in. Like, I bet you could never do that.
I definitely can name Bob Wiseman, who was touring across Canada with me on drums. We were opening for people like BNL and stuff, or we were playing to 5 people in Manitoba. Like, it was that, like, he was in Blue Radio at the time and signed to Warner.
Hey, are you in the chorus for If I Had $1 Million?
No.
This guy is.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I can't help it. I'm sorry, Andy.
More things I'm learning
Yeah,
today.
that's right. This is your life.
And Bob Wiseman, there's an hour episode of Toronto Mike to Bob Wiseman
Is
you can
there?
check out. And I don't think there's a lot of like hour episodes of Bob Wiseman in the universe.
I would agree.
No.
Maybe that's the
Probably
only
not.
one.
Yeah.
That might be the only one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
Good idea.
So yeah, I mean, Ann Bourne obviously playing with her, Bob Wiseman, and Ken Meyer, who's the guitar player for Jane Sibrey's band, now on to Soundtrack World, playing with him, and it was great. And then 7 years with Ani, and a lot of shows, and by year 7. At some point, it was just like, am I going to do this for the rest of my life, or am I going to start making my own music?
Right.
And I felt that kind of 7-year marriage pang and went...
Well, it's called an itch.
Itch, yeah. And then it was like jump ship and grab a guitar and piano and start relearning how to do this.
Okay, we're going to pick up that thread, but what's your relationship like with Jane Sibrey?
I love her. She's so good. Like, we not like planned this, but just she was at the same coffee shop as me, and I still get like, starstruck around
Star
her.
vibes. Yeah.
Star
yeah.
vibes.
Yeah, I get it. I get that too.
My
Yeah.
wife is
Yeah.
from Nova Scotia, so she's like, "Hi, Jane," and I'm like, "What are you doing?
Don't talk to her.
It was like, what is wrong with you? She just wants her own space.
Yeah.
Did she ever like pull you aside, Andy, and chat with you about cows?
No, but she did say, I sang on a song with her on back of one of her albums, and it was so, I was so honored because she's from another planet.
Yeah. A beautiful planet, by the way.
I believe
Yeah.
I was introduced to Jane Sibrey by the chap we call Blair Packham.
Oh, with the Packham, who is also known as Blair.
That's what I was trying to do there.
Right. Jane, I love Jane. We met on those Bluebird North shows too. Although we probably met before that. I remember we were on what was the CTV morning show called?
Oh, the old
years
one,
ago,
because it's
the old
Metro
one.
Morning now. The Peter Zowski one.
No, not CBC, CTV.
Oh, CTV morning
Yeah,
show, Canada AM.
Yeah, we went to Canada AM. We did it at CFTO, and she wanted to make up a song on the air. She did that to me a couple of times. Which, like I say, she did that to me. She would say, "Well, we're artists, and this is what we do." But like at Kerner Hall, 1,000 people, and she said to the audience, "Well, for this next one, I would like to." Just make up a song with Blair, and I'm like, don't drag me into this. so we did.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and it was.
I would have gone white.
Yeah, it was terrifying.
Yeah.
But it was great, and Jane is fantastic, and and a beautiful. I was going to say what a character, but if you leave that just sitting there, it sounds like critical. What a beautiful character.
Yeah.
So Jane Siberry aces, but can you maybe speak a little bit, Andy, with regards to Ani DiFranco? Like what was it like spending 7 years? Like that's a lot of shows you did with Ani. Like just give us a taste of what your relationship was like with Ani. Yeah, give us talk to us about this, then we'll get you solo. Don't worry.
It was that brain is on fire at all times. And our work ethic was exactly the same. It's like, get on stage and burn it. And don't leave anything on stage. That's for sure. And the first few shows when I was on the road with her, there were 5 people. There were 5 people and then there were 5 people with cassettes the next time. And then we came back that same town and it was 10 people. And everybody kind of thought, like back at home, was just like, what are you doing? And for me, it was, I could see it every night. I could see the wonder that we were creating or the wonder from people, like giving people something, like inspiring people politically and musically. I don't think there's anything better than that. So yeah, it was such an easy job for me. I was a massive, massive fan. Still am.
Well, when Blair and I are listening to that song, we're both thinking, "Oh, this is like what Alanis would do," right?
In certain ways, the phrasing,
because even in the way the sexuality of it, like
that's right,
and the phrasing and a lot of it, and then of course Alanis Morissette, massive global hit maker, sold millions and millions of albums, but Ani DiFranco never achieved that kind of commercial success. But why didn't she?
Because she wouldn't go with a major label.
Yeah.
She didn't have that machine, and the stars, would line up for Ani, but the stars didn't also have that powerful machine behind her when the world also wanted that too.
Yeah.
So she was suddenly being played. I remember hearing Linus on whatever major radio station that was up here.
Oh yeah.
And I remember, so they got so good at asking Ani to sign to their record.
You can put it on the table.
Record label.
I don't want you to use your phone because it'll get wet.
There was like every day there was or every week there was another record company at our shows trying to sign her.
Yeah.
And I knew it wouldn't happen. I mean, I was kind of, going, okay, I'm leaving it up to her, but this is not her. Then there was the guy that called my grandmother's store at Thanksgiving and got that number to ask me if I could talk to Ani about signing.
Oh, wow.
Hats off to that A&R guy.
No kidding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't have the name, though, of that A&R guy.
I'm not going to say it. But anyways.
What initial? Give me the initial.
So then I heard Alanis, and it was like they couldn't sign her. So they made, you know what I mean? They're going to sign her and reinvent her with somebody else.
Right. And not that Alanis wasn't clearly and probably very honestly influenced by Ani.
Yeah,
right.
And so talented and so incredible.
Exactly. Not to diminish her.
And so Canadian.
And so Canadian.
Yeah.
But with the machinery of Madonna's record label
Maverick.
behind her,
That's right.
Maverick. And you're absolutely right. And Ani, here's the thing too, in my opinion. Now, this is just Blair Packham math, so I don't know. But I figure Alanis got like maybe $1 a record in royalties just from the recordings, right?
Jagged Little Pill?
Jagged Little Pill, yeah. So for that album alone, it was like 22 million or something like that. But Ani would get it all. Like Ani kept more of the money proportionally, percentage-wise. In my opinion, Ani's a brilliant businesswoman.
Totally.
And so she didn't end up getting $22 million, but she certainly did very well. She has a beautiful building in downtown Buffalo, and she's doing fine. Yeah. So
no, good points.
Yeah.
That's why you're here.
There you go.
Someone has to know the industry.
Color commentary. Yeah. I just have to interrupt here for a moment, Mike. I just want to comment and say, I believe you're running down on DiFranco a little bit, and it's not fair. I just want to say that, okay? Just for clarity. So, between the two of you,
that's the real talk.
Yeah.
So she did all right for herself. Great businesswoman, but
Yeah.
the facts remain the same that she didn't break through the mainstream like Alanis did.
Correct.
Mix 99.9 never spun an Ani DiFranco song.
You're right. You're right about that.
But they were, many an Atlanta song
Oh,
Yes.
spun on Mix 99.9.
Just today, probably. Yeah.
They
that
rebranded
station,
it.
yes. Boom
I still
97.
listen to
Virgin Radio
right, yeah.
many moons
They still
ago.
might play Atlantis on Virgin Radio. I don't know.
I still listen to the Atlantis record. It's top to bottom. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Listen, we're pro Alanis on this podcast because she was on You Can't Do That on Television,
Yes.
and she was a pop sensation, of course, with Never Too Hot, Never Too Cold. You take your best shot, too hot to hold.
I think you should move your collar.
I believe Sharon Taylor had that spun on 680 CFTR.
I believe so.
Wow.
I believe you're correct.
Oh,
And shout out to Much Music. Okay, so Ani DiFranco is a huge part of your musical upbringing here. That's 7 years, approximately 150 shows a year. That's amazing. But then you got an itch, a 7-year itch. Andy, you decided, Andy and Ani, did you notice that? There's a interesting play there.
And Alanis.
And,
Oh my God.
trio.
wow. And
Yeah.
And Tanya. Oh no, that
doesn't work.
no.
I'm going to play another song and we're going to
Uh-oh.
switch gears and talk about another chapter here.
I dream about stars here. I dream about bringing you a parade. We read foreign papers, pretend we're hiding from an air raid, but I can't know why I always stutter. She doesn't care, breathe the same air. I don't have a hope in hell. Doesn't see we could agree. This could be so blissful.
Andy, I like details, okay? So don't feel you got to keep this. This is not a 5 minutes with Stu Jeffries on Boom 97.3. You
Okay.
can get in the weeds here, brother.
Okay.
So give me the details. Like you're drumming, you're with Ani DiFranco on the road 7 years, and then take us to this song, take us to this album. Fill in the gaps for me.
This
man.
is one of those moments when a song just comes out and you're kind of listening to the radio and watching yourself perform and everything's happening all at once and you realize a song is born, and that's one of them. I had a guitar, a little cheap acoustic guitar that I would play every day, all day. And suddenly this happened, and it was just trying to remember, like, when you're so in awe of something, you're actually stuttering, and you don't want to stutter. And it's kind of this little, humble humility thing and awe and everything in between. And I just remember my wife at the time, like, saying, "What is that? What the hell is that?" I'm like, "I don't know. Like, I'm going to record it." And, did the dictaphone thing and recorded that idea. It was the first of many on
And this is
guitar.
from Radio Fusebox.
5-star motel.
5-star.
That's okay.
Okay, so let's get this details right here.
Mhm.
Okay, so your solo debut album is Radio Fusebox,
Yeah.
and I was trying to figure out like how many Juno awards you have. How many Juno awards do you have?
None.
Okay, that's bullshit. I think on Sunday they should surprise you with an honorary Juno.
Oh, wow. Okay.
That'd be nice. I have none too, by the way.
Yeah.
Just in case.
Wait, I thought Red Hot Fools was the song of the year. No?
No, but I
that
was nominated.
Oh,
To be fair.
I wasn't nominated.
All
Okay,
right.
you weren't nominated,
We'll
but you know
duke
who
it
was
out.
nominated? Michael Rycraft.
Yes.
Yes.
Did the artwork for
yes.
this Radio Fuse Box.
He won.
record
Okay, so
and won a Juno for it.
So Michael is our mutual friend, the late Michael Rycraft, the wonderful Michael Rycraft, and he introduced me to Andy's music. Michael had an experience doing the Juno program. He did the program, and I don't even know if you know this, Andy, but he did the program, and he put in fake captions under photographs of various people, various artists, and they were insulting. They were not good, and several of them went to press. So something about like this bitch again, and stuff like that. So like it's in the middle of the program, everything's cool, everything's fine.
That's funny.
And then it's like not this bitch again, or something like that. He of course was mortified.
Of course.
But he also thought it was hilarious. So yeah, isn't that amazing?
That's a great story. And Michael, he did win the 2000 Juno Award for Best Album Design for Radio Fusebox.
That's right.
Your solo debut. So you're talking about, now you're playing guitar. Like we already talked about it. You're a piano prodigy. I use that term for Rob Proust, by the way. So I'm now also applying it to you. You're a piano prodigy.
I need Rob Proust money.
But I don't think he's got that much money. I don't think he won. He's got a co-writing credit on.
Wait, isn't he doing Murdoch Mysteries? Like,
I don't think he's doing Murdoch Mysteries.
He's appearing on this podcast regularly.
Also, he's appearing on stage with me at the El Macombo on May 21st.
Right.
There you go.
He's
all the way from New York.
Yeah, he's my Paul,
gentlemen.
live from New York. He's my Paul Schaefer.
Right.
Amazing.
Yes. And I was just joking because I was referring to me appearing regularly on this podcast.
But this is how Blair knows my music, because of Michael.
Michael Rycraft, yeah.
He's a massive fan of mine.
Who passed away, 3 years ago now?
Yeah, no, I'm sorry to hear that. That's awful.
Lovely
but,
guy.
At
Real
least he
character.
scored a Juno Award thanks to Radio Fusebox. So somebody's being recognized.
Yeah, that's right. He was awesome.
Yeah, he really was.
He was on. So, but now you're pulling out a guitar to write these songs. So, what, you just decided one day I'm going to be a guitarist because you're drumming.
I can't read guitar. I can't read any music, but so
neither can I. We have so much in common, and we both have mothers named Mary who worked at St. Francis of Assisi.
Now, when's your album coming out?
That's what the event on May 21st is at the El Macombo.
It's your record release party?
It's the record release party. I hope everyone here buys multiple tickets. Go to torontomike.com, click Elmo Gig at the top, and buy a ticket to see me at the El Macombo with keyboard prodigy Rob Proust.
I think that's great. Tanya and I had dinner with Rob Proust in New York City.
Oh.
Tanya, I know you're not on the mic, but Rob Proust, good guy or too good a guy? I think he might be too nice.
Oh, he was super nice and kind and so talented.
Makes you nervous? I get nervous around him.
Oh, you do?
Because he's a little too nice.
Oh, he was a little too nice.
He was definitely too nice. Although he didn't pick up the tab. Now that I think of it.
Like I said, he's not as wealthy as Andy thinks he is.
Let's not spread that rumor.
Yeah, Andy, why did you say that about him?
Why do you got an issue with Rob Proust?
What's the problem?
What's your beef with Rob Proust?
Yeah.
You know what, Andy, I get the vibe you're kind of a nice guy. I think you and Rob should have like a charity boxing match.
Like a cage match.
Yeah, like a piano prodigy battle of the titans.
Yeah. Oh, maybe a reading music contest.
But I am confused because I am not a musician, so I don't know what I'm talking about. That explains all 1,900 episodes of Toronto Mike.
When you can't read music,
right?
or
Like, how do you just pick up a guitar and be so proficient at it when you don't read music? Is it because I'm naturally good on the piano, therefore I can translate that?
kind of like you just make these chords with your hands, and you have no idea what the chords are.
You're talking like a freak show here, man.
You just make these chords, and all of a sudden there's like,
That sounds cool.
really, really like that. That sounds cool.
Yeah.
I'm going to put something on top of that. Next thing you know, there's a word. Next thing you know, there's a song. So that's how you do it. And then you go back to square one for the next song.
See, to me, without the musical talents you have, I just want to disclose that I'm not as musically talented as Andy Stochansky.
Everybody.
That sounds doesn't sound. I don't know how. I don't even know these words you're saying. I don't understand it. Like you must have a gift. Well, you do have a gift. We know this, but you are so
He
gifted.
has a palma pasta lasagna. That's the gift.
That's the gift.
Can I send you home
Yes.
with a frozen lasagna from Palma
course.
Pasta?
Yeah.
You must have a gift. I believe it's a lasagna.
There's other gifts
If
he
you
might
could-
have, right, Blair?
Yes, he might have gifts. He has some Great Lakes Brewery.
Can I
beer
send you home with
for-
craft beer?
Absolutely.
Okay, all these gifts. Is there any other gifts? he
Well,
has?
there's a tape measure from Ridley Funeral Home, which
that's
is
right.
they are pillars of this community for
Since 1921.
since 1921, which is more than 100 years,
So
Andy.
Why don't you do all that in your animation voice or radio voice?
Well, as a matter of fact,
Do you
Andy,
recycle my electronics in that radio voice?
we're going to send Andy home with some recycled electronics.
That's incredible. See, I am in awe of this.
He really is in awe of it, of my radio voice.
You're impressed by this, which doesn't
It
don't impress me much.
It don't impress me much.
As Shania
either.
would say. I'm impressed by this whole idea. You're just going to play a chord. Oh, that sounds good. Let me compose a wonderful pop song from this. Like, I don't know how that translates into the music I've been listening
Does
to.
any
all
of
week.
that make sense now of forming a chord? And
Totally, and because
It's like clay.
I also don't read any music. I want to stake my claim in that.
Okay.
that too, since Mike's so amazed.
and Paul McCartney.
Yeah,
Maybe
Paul McCartney
I'm
doesn't.
amazed.
Yeah, Paul
Paul-
McCartney. That's funny. Isn't that funny? You just
Yeah.
said that. Paul McCartney doesn't.
And I was
read any
thinking of the
music either.
song before he said the words Paul McCartney.
Wow. Well, and my ex-wife.
And we both have mom's name Mary.
Okay.
My ex-wife Arlene Bishop, when I met her, did not know any chords, the names of any chords at all.
Wow.
And she would do that
That's me.
exact thing. She
Yeah.
would just play
Yeah.
something until it sounded good.
Yeah.
Because songwriting is like any creation, any active creation, is making a decision and then making a decision based
Yeah.
on that decision and moving forward. And that's all it is. And just because you don't know the names of something of what you're doing, you know what it sounds like. And
Yeah.
his ears. Look, take off those headphones for a second, Andy.
No.
I want to see your ears.
No, I don't.
His ears are huge.
Leave him
We're-
alone, you
okay.
big
Close
bully.
to this basement.
Yeah, I don't mean they're
It's
physically
a safe
huge.
space for ears of all sizes.
That's right.
and
I didn't mean
shapes.
to. I didn't mean to trigger the ear people, but
Is that why he wears his hair long?
yeah, no, his ears are. I meant metaphorically huge. Andy can hear anything, and that's the thing. If you can hear it, then you make a decision. I like that, and then you add something else. And do I like that? Maybe not. Maybe not the first time.
Okay.
Etc.
Because when I decided I was going to pull a couple of Andy Stochansky jams, if you will, and I thought, I got to play Stutter, but the one I like, well, you're going to make fun of the jams.
Yeah, the fact that he
terminology.
says jams, it's like the '90s ended a long time
Stop
ago.
judging us, Blair.
Yeah.
Okay. I say jams as a tribute to a character, Chris Partlow, who in The Wire, who is like, he's a ruthless serial killer, basically.
Chris.
He's a killing machine, Chris.
Yeah.
Okay. And there's a moment when there's a car coming by playing this song, and he has a smile on his face, and he says, "That's my jam right there. That's my jam."
Right, right.
Okay.
The-
So
the
literally,
Wire, I
that's
know.
why I've decided to irk you by always referring to songs as jams, even
Wire-
if they're not jammy.
The Wire, one of my favorite television shows ever, and of course a very current reference. So good for you.
It's
Yeah.
a thousands reference.
Yeah. Yes. So yeah.
Is he making, you know what? Is he
only-
making fun of me now?
Only almost
I was
30
just
years
gonna
ago.
Say, maybe he can exit.
Andy, I have an idea. Would you like to
Part
co-host
two.
Rewinder with me next quarter?
He actually would.
Okay.
Yeah.
But I was going to say, I pulled Stutter. I think
Yeah.
I got to play Stutter.
I have
right?
a request, but you go ahead.
I
have-
thought, oh, my favorite song from this era of Andy Stochansky that in real time I was a huge fan of. Can I play that one?
Sure.
This is a Mike favorite.
I sing you this song to let you see whatever became of me. This summer I will wait under your cherry tree just to hear wonderful from you. I sing you these words so you can hear. I know what I am behind the ears. And if you could once, just for once, reappear and let me hear wonderful Superman.
That's a fucking great song, Andy.
It's a fucking great song, Andy.
Fuck yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Move over, Paul McCartney.
Fuck, that's a great song. Eat your heart out, Rusty.
Yeah.
Jim Moore's listening
So,
right now in real time.
When I was when I made Radio Fuse Box and Michael won the Juno for the artwork,
yeah.
I decided to pick up a guitar and start writing that style afterwards. And
song.
I went for every grant possible to kind of get myself back on the road again. Radio Fuse Box was granted up the yin yang because it was, left of center. And I didn't get any grants at all for said song we're playing right now. But what ended up happening was I borrowed $1,000 from my dad, and my wife and I bought 2 tickets, and we went to LA. And there was this independent promoter who said, I've got 5 shows if you come in February and to Los Angeles. No part of that sentence sucks. February. So I was like, all right, I'm doing it. I'm going to do my 5 last shows, because what was going to happen, I was going to quit after 5 shows and go to university and become a real person, have a real job. English, theology, everything I've ever wanted to take. I was going to do this after being on the road for 7 years with Annie, and then, being turned down by the grant system. I was like, all right, I'm done. I'm really, really done. I've had a great, great time, and I don't know anybody who's traveled as much as me. I don't know anybody who's made blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so we go down to California, we go down to LA, and we're doing all those shows. And on the last show, it's like a movie moment. I kid you not. It was like Melrose. I was just playing at this place called The Mint, and every record company saw me open up for this other artist, and they all came at the end of that chord, and they all gave me their cards, and suddenly I'm at these record stations, like record companies, like playing for all these people, and I signed with RCA. So that's actually how that happened.
And that makes 5 Star Motel your major label debut.
That's right. Yeah.
RCA.
Yeah.
RCA,
Yeah.
Radio Corporation of America. No, I mean really, that's the one of the big major labels back when there were multiple major labels.
Multiple.
Now there's only 3.
Yeah.
But those were the days.
Yeah, it was amazing. So I was like, all right, I guess I'm not quitting. It's like, the gods kind of going, nah, you need to try this again. Yeah.
That's a wild story,
That's so
man.
great.
When
Yeah.
we make the biopic, the Andy Stochansky biopic, you're going to help me with that, Blair.
I'm actually.
That's going to be a big moment.
I'm going
Who's
to play
gonna
Andy.
play me?
I'm going to play Andy.
Wow. Okay, great.
No, because Andy, let's face it, he's too old to play you, okay?
Well,
I
what?
was thinking Brad
What's
Pitt.
Joshua Jackson doing these days?
Andy's thinking Brad Pitt, who's like a year younger than me. So that's so funny though. I'm thinking Brad Pitt. At least you didn't pick someone who's dead. That would be bad. Oh my goodness. I'm thinking.
What is that? I was going to say, what's Christopher Plummer up to these days?
To play Andy Stochansky.
Remember he took on the role of Kevin Spacey when they didn't want him in the movie anymore because he was canceled? I feel like he can do anything,
He can do
even
anything.
from beyond the grave.
That's right.
That's how that story happened. So that's how I got signed.
Okay, so you're at RCA. I'm going to play one more song before we talk further about RCA. But
Thank you.
this is not from. I've been picking on one album here, but of course I want to play this one very badly.
Get up, get up, get up, get up, lift your head. Come on, get up out of bed. Today's the day you hold the world with your song. Go now, go now, go now, help escalate. Angels come down, help
You got another winner here, Andy.
Thank you so much.
Great song. So I need to understand. While You Slept, was that an independent EP?
No, independent album.
So that's your
bef-
debut.
That was before Radio.
That's before Radio Fusebox.
And that
I called
has that
Radio
song.
Fusebox your debut album, but
yeah.
your first album was While You Slept in 1996.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and then Radio Fusebox in 99, which we talked about. Then 5 Star Motel, which is your major league. I'm talking baseball. I talked to a baseball guy earlier today, but your major label debut, and we played Stutter, and we played the parentheses jam that is wonderful. It's Superman in parentheses, like a good parentheses jam. So is this from an EP? This is Shine. Is that from the Shine
No,
EP?
that's this is the 100 record. This is the second RCA record.
We need to talk about that album.
Okay.
This is the home of Real Talk, Andy. I don't know if Blair warned you on his ride over here. Okay?
On ride over here. Yeah.
Yeah, I was warning him.
Okay, so first I'm going to read Neil J sent in a question and a comment, which I'll actually read after we talk about this. But who produced 100?
John Resnick from the Goo Goo Dolls. And the way that happened was I got a manager, and he was passing around these demos in LA for all these different people to produce me. And one of the people was John Resnick, who is the lead singer of the Goo Goo Dolls. And I met him on a tour bus, like they flew me down, and we literally bonded like brothers, like making fun of each other. You know what I mean? It was like a love thing that was just like, okay, you get it, you get the music, and that's who produced that record, 100.
And I feel like I hear a little, when Goo Goo Dolls were a hard rock band at first, and then they changed their sound to a more Mix 99.9 friendly sound. So that poppier version of the Goo Goo Dolls does sound like Andy Stochansky.
Yeah, lots. There's lots going on.
What the hell?
So, and it was called 100 because it literally took 100 days to make that record from start to finish.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
I'm obsessed with numbers, so same, yeah.
Okay,
But,
so...
yeah, I love Johnny, and he's just such a good, solid person. Buffalo.
Well,
Buffalo,
just say
more
back
Buffalo.
to Buffalo.
Yeah.
Okay, so here's a fun little fact is that, okay, so the movie City of Angels, did anyone in this room see City of Angels?
No, I'm sorry. I saw the other one. The what's the Nick Cave one where?
Oh, Nick
he's in
Cage.
Berlin.
Wings of Desire?
Wings of Desire. That was the original.
So City of Angels, which I do remember seeing, but the soundtrack has outlasted this film, okay? So the City of Angels soundtrack, the first big single from this soundtrack was the aforementioned Alanis Morissette with Uninvited. Do you remember this?
Right.
But the third single is the one that I feel has had a major resurgence later.
Yeah.
And that even just in the last couple of years, for a variety of reasons, it's been elevated now, like it's a Don't Stop Believin' or something.
Yes.
Okay? Iris by
Yes.
Goo Goo Dolls. It's
Yeah.
everywhere now.
It's
That's
everywhere because of TikTok. So the kids have picked it up and ran with it, and it was like, what is this music? And now they can, they have. Last time I saw them, it was at the Ontario place, Molson.
Well, now it's actually been renamed again. So it was
Again. Okay.
Budweiser's stage, but now
It's sold out.
it's RBC
17,000.
RBC Amphitheater.
Yeah, it's a great show. It was like that. That's what the TikTok world is doing now.
Okay, because Iris is everywhere. And I mean, it was
Yeah.
always a big jam, but it was
That's
not
amazing.
this big.
I
Yeah.
didn't know that about the Goo Goo Dolls resurgence. That's
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm here to educate you, man.
Yeah. Sorry, what's your name?
Andy.
Oh, hi, Andy. And who's the other guy with the hair?
So Johnny Resnick produces 100, but am I right? RCA didn't want to release this thing?
No, that's not true.
Okay, so here
Yeah,
I'm going to
come on,
read.
Mike.
I'm going to read verbatim
Okay.
what's on the internet because our job on the Toronto Mic is to get the facts right.
Okay.
Our job is to skim Wikipedia.
Yeah.
No, we're literally right. Listen to me, Blair Packham. We're literally talking right now to Andy Stochansky.
Oh, right. We're talking to
That's
Andy
Andy.
Stochansky.
I'm a legend.
That's
Is that
Andy.
Andy?
Blair, I'm a
Right
legend.
now. Yes, you are.
He's a
Yes.
prodigy.
A prodigy.
You're not. You're vacuuming one day, and you get the song in your head.
Wait.
It's Red Hot Fools.
He was in the Prodigy?
It's a fire starter.
starter.
He looks like the guy. That guy passed away
You
too.
both said
Jesus.
Firestarter at the same time.
And there's so many songs we could have gone with. Smack My Bitch Up, Firestarter.
Why didn't we do that one?
Why? Okay, roll the tape again.
Now listen closely to me.
Okay.
This is important. This is the sentence. The album was completed and mastered, but never released by RCA Records. That is the sentence that exists today on your Wikipedia page. Can you now definitively, for the record, Andy Stochansky, tell us, is that true or false?
No, it's false. No. Here's what happened. It was mastered, finished, ready to go, and then Napster happened. And basically everybody's getting songs for free. And I literally would watch my whole team disappear. Like it was people just start losing their jobs like crazy. So BMG said they didn't want to pick it up, 100. I tried to get myself signed up here, and they said no. Linus up here put it out. Jeff Kulovic put it out, that record. So that's what happened. But because of Napster, I watched everything kind of fall apart.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like right there on the ground.
But it sounds like this sentence is accurate. It's just missing context.
Yeah, context, yeah.
Okay, because RCA does not put out 100.
Mm-hmm. No, they don't.
I think that's it. I agree with Andy. I think there's a difference between them, refusing to put something out.
No, the sentence is the album was completed and mastered, but never released by RCA Records.
Yeah, okay. Factually correct, I think.
Yeah.
But I don't know.
But
my client declines to answer further
because
questions.
I'm going to read Neil J. I was at this book launch for Cam Gordon's book, Track Changes. I was there yesterday at Kensington Market, looking in the crowd. Where's Blair Packham? But you had other engagements.
I did.
Okay, so
I did.
You missed my 3-minute speech.
Yes.
Your 3-minute speech, wow, that would be
To
some
Kim
kind
Gordon?
of record.
I opened the ceremonies, if you will, with a 3-minute speech introducing the author, Cam Gordon.
Cam Gordon.
Lucky for you, it was recorded by Andy Pandy, a great FOTM, who shared me the MP4 file, and I put it on my Instagram and my YouTube account.
Okay, that's...
You can catch
I knew
up.
I had something to do this evening, so...
But you know who was there? This guy, Neil Jays. I see him at many a TMLX event. And
Right.
Neil Jays wrote this. I'm going to read his thing. So it's not just my mom who wrote in. Neil also wrote in. He wrote, would you be asking him about the time when he got dropped from RCA? I recall seeing him at Dundas Square in 2003, and he said he invited everyone to record the show. At that time, it seemed pretty progressive, but made sense to increase exposure. I first discovered him at a show with FOTM M. Griner. I met Andy after that show. Such a humble guy. Please tell him I miss seeing him live. Wish him the best. There's a lot there.
amazing.
You can address all of it or any of it, but
Yeah.
he misses seeing you live. But you can still see Andy Stochansky live.
I just did a month at a place called the Burdock Tavern on Bloor and Dufferin. And I'm going to start doing more and more shows now. I'm back in Toronto and living back in Toronto.
What about New York?
Oh, right. There's a house concert in New York coming up in April. And
What does that mean? Like somebody hired you to play their living room?
Rob
Yeah.
Bruce.
Rob Bruce.
He doesn't have that
Massive.
kind of money, Blair.
He
He can't afford
No,
Stochansky.
it's basically, people will sell tickets and they'll sell out. Like I just did one, was sold out and everybody buys merch and stuff. It's an amazing new thing that's
House concerts
happening.
are amazing.
Well, I remember
Yeah.
Ron Hawkins doing this.
Yeah.
Right.
He's coming, by the way, Ron Hawkins and Lawrence Nichols from Lowest of the Low are back in the calendar to return soon to Toronto
Yeah.
Mike. So they'll be back in the basement.
Beautiful.
But
So
yeah.
my New York show is a house concert, but then I'm also opening up for Daniel Ledwell in Philadelphia. So those shows are coming up too, and it's me solo. And it's
But
me
Neil doesn't
trying
want to go into enemy territory, so we got to
to-
see what the Toronto
yeah,
shows
yeah.
are. But you're
Okay.
going to get back.
Yes, please come to it's called House of Andy. That's my Instagram label, and I really will tell everybody what is going on there.
The truth.
House of Andy is where I misheard somebody say House of Fendi. It was a fashion show.
Oh, isn't that Rihanna's label? Or am I out to lunch here? Isn't I'm looking at the woman in the room. Rihanna's.
Tanya.
Is that
Tanya knows everything
About Rihanna.
about fashion.
Tanya? I know you're not on a mic, but how is this going so far? I mean, we're learning a lot about Andy Stochansky. aren't
Oh
we?
my God, it's amazing, and I love the songs that you've chosen
Oh,
to
wow.
play. And you're so humble and
know
natural.
about
and-
That's what Neil said.
well, that's what I feel.
Thank you.
They almost sent a cease and desist to Humble and Fred, and they said, you can't call yourself Humble. That's Andy Stochansky's
There we
nickname.
go.
Okay,
Yeah.
get out of here. Okay, so what label, what was the name of the label that puts out 100?
It's Jeff Kulig's label called Linus, and then he went on to
He bought Bernie Finkelstein's label,
Yeah.
True
True
North?
North. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he has an art gallery in Guelph, I think, that shows only Canadian art, and much of it by Canadian musicians.
So he puts out 100. So that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, and that single "Shine" that produced by, as we said, it's Johnny Resnick of Goo Goo Dolls fame. Linus Entertainment got a winner there. Just tremendous. Yeah, I mean, I wanted to play "Shine" because it's like perfect song.
It
Thank
really
you.
is.
Thank you.
What a talented son of a bitch.
Yeah, I'm a legend.
You know, I said prodigy. I never said legend.
Yeah. Oh,
After
okay.
I
Back
die.
up. Okay.
And you've been amazing, Andy. I'm going to play another song, though, just because I found it interesting where this ended up. Okay. So.
Thank you.
Did you ever want to go? Leave love to those who know. Did you ever say I'm stuck in the middle? Oh, the fear of being hurt. The one you love could be so curt. And then you say I'm stuck in the middle. So remember this. Years from now it was the kiss on the day you were not stuck in the middle. Did you ever close your eyes?
What's the name of this song, Andy?
Did you let him
Here nor there.
Here Nor There.
Mm-hmm.
Any television shows?
I think that was on Grey's Anatomy. Am I right about that?
So I detected it was on Queer as Folk.
Oh, that too.
Could have been on many things, but this was this is a song very popular for its use in I can tell you exactly. Season 2, episode 13 of Queer as
Queer
Folk.
as Folk, yeah.
Here Nor There by Andy Stochansky. Do you find there's a market there? Like I always hear these songs in the streaming world or whatever, but a lot of the music we've been playing from you would fit in perfectly on that, that new Netflix
Well, I
thing
think
or
so
Prime.
too. Yeah.
Like
Yeah, come
so
on.
it happened here. Like how does this song end up on Queer as Folk?
I was signed to it was Chrysalis back then, Publishing, and they would pitch it to everything. And next thing you know, it's like on Grey's Anatomy or Queer as Folk or whatever. But
You hear Stochansky on Grey's Anatomy, you'd fit
Oh,
right in
completely. Yeah, also House, any medical drama.
That's
The
there.
Pit.
But not ER.
Well, maybe not ER, but like mostly during the operating room scenes.
What about MASH?
Yeah, right.
Like
But
BJ Honeycutt just starts playing his transistor radio and this
Suicide is
comes out.
Painless.
Oh yeah, that made Altman's son wrote the lyrics for
Yeah.
that and made more money from that than
Beautiful
Altman made
song.
from the movie.
Right. I do. Yeah, I'm thinking anytime a Scalpel comes out, and Andy
There you go.
Stochansky song.
Yeah, I just started, that's how fans would find out about my music, by suddenly being on all those shows. Yeah.
Okay, so Queer as Folk heads out there are like, he wrote that song? That's a big deal here. The guy who... What's the Wolf Parade? Do you guys know the Okay, so the guy, because Wolf Parade is primarily one guy, apparently. I had a chat with him this last week. So Wolf Parade had a huge song called I'll Believe in Anything. And then, which I always loved, since 2004 or whatever. And then it was used in Heated Rivalry in a key scene.
That's right.
And suddenly, as you can imagine, what happened
Yeah.
with this huge scene, it's I'll Believe in Anything by Wolf Parade, and it's rediscovered. And now all of a sudden everybody is like, oh my
Amazing.
God, what a great song. Even though I've been saying that for 22 years.
Well,
Yeah.
maybe you should have spoken with David Quinton Steinberg, who does legal for Heated Rivalry.
Wow.
He was in the
And-
mods.
Yes, and I asked, can you get some of my stuff to them? And he said, no, absolutely not. So, by the way, folks, if you believe that it comes down to who you know, apparently it doesn't.
Well, I can't get Geddy Lee on Toronto Mike.
No, exactly. Yeah,
Brad
yeah.
That's
Pitt.
I.
Or Brad Pitt for that.
But I don't.
You're
the
obsessed
joke is,
with Brad Pitt.
I don't want Brad Pitt.
Yeah. Who isn't? Yeah, Tanya said. Now, Tanya, by the way, thinks that. Can you say who you think should play Andy in the biopic?
Oh yeah, Timothy Chalamet.
Oh my
Oh,
God!
there you
You know
go.
what? The hair, right?
Yeah.
You know what? That's why she's here.
Yeah.
That is so astute. That observation.
Well, she's actually here because she thought he was Timothy Chalamet and was disappointed in the car when he got in.
That's why I sat at the front.
Yeah. She kept thinking, well, the back of the head looks pretty close.
Oh, that's wild. So, but the Wolf Parade guy was going to come on Toronto Mike. This is a long-winded. He's in Vancouver Island. He's out at BC somewhere.
That guy.
It's all a blob to me. But this lovely man, Spencer is his name, confessed to me. So we had it set, and then he like the nicest email about how I just don't like podcasts. Like, I don't like doing them. I'm so sorry. I'm going to withdraw my acceptance of your invitation. Like this nice little note
That's
about
nice.
how, it was the nicest way I've ever been let down by a
Right.
prospective guest.
Wow. It is very nice.
Yeah.
It was just,
Good
he
for
just
him.
was very honest. He was telling me about, I hate doing them. I don't like how I come across.
Right.
You know, all this stuff. And he'd already arranged prior to before he accepted, he said, no cameras. Like this was a rule. Like he
Right.
doesn't like the cameras. So I said no cameras, like whatever.
Oh.
But anyway, so
What did Brad Pitt say when he turned
Yeah.
you down?
He's next week.
Oh, right.
Yeah.
I would have Brad Pitt on, but it would just be 90 minutes where I talk about Fight Club. I think I just want to talk about, or maybe Inglourious Basterds.
Nobody
You-
talks about Fight Club.
You do.
That's also
right.
the first and the second rule, as I
That's
recall.
right. You do have certain obsessions, I must say.
Can you list them for me, Blair Packham?
One of them that's self-centered is for the first 4 episodes I was on this show, all you talked about was one song of mine. One song.
Red Hot Fools?
Last of the Red Hot Fools, yeah. But there are others. There are others where, and going back to Jane Sibrey, you shared a fun fact with Jane. What was it? She didn't think it was a fun fact.
Oh, can I play that clip real quick here
Sure,
before we
yeah,
say goodbye?
yeah.
Just because
Andy,
I
you'll
actually have it
enjoy
loaded up.
this.
So Andy,
Tanya,
since
you'll
we
love
all
it.
love
Roll and tune.
Jane
Yeah.
Sibrey
We love
on this
Jane.
program here,
Yeah.
so I'm going to play this for you. It's a minute and a bit. Do you, Jane, remember who directed the video for Mimi on the Beach?
Yes, it was Dick. I think Dick is some name that I can't remember. I'm sorry, but
Okay,
probably.
well, let me jog your memory just because I was watching it recently, and I saw the last name Oleksiak.
Yeah, it sounds.
So Alexiak, and then I did a little Googling because I know an Alexiak. I know a couple of Alexiaks, and one happens to be the most decorated Canadian Olympian of all time. And then another, an NHL player. But it turns out the director of that video is the father of Penny Oleksiak, the Olympic swimmer.
Well, she wasn't born when we needed a Mimi
No,
for the
no.
for the surfboard. That's too bad. But
No, but that's kind of a wild little coincidence, right? It's kind of wild that the person who directed your biggest, well, it's debatable, but your first big single eventually would father the most decorated Olympian in the history of this country. so excited.
okay, I don't find it that interesting.
No? Okay.
It's only moderately interesting, but not a huge thing, I wouldn't say.
I hear in my voice how excited I am.
God, I love Jane.
Like I'm building it
Oh
up
my
because my
God.
mind is my mind is easily blown.
Well,
Okay, Tanya?
there's that, and also you do connect a fact to a fact to a fact to a fact, and then way down the line you say, "Isn't that a fun fact?" And
because she wasn't reacting, right?
she was not reacting.
So I'm waiting
And,
for the whole See, Andy was reacting. I saw his body language.
I was reacting too, but I admire her so much for answering that way. That's Jane.
Well, I do too. That's why
Yeah.
it's such an epic.
I think it's moderately interesting. She concludes.
Can I play one more? Just come on the lexicon page. I just want Andy and Tanya, who are two people who are making their Toronto Mike debuts, to hear me and Gino Vanelli for a moment here. You ready? Okay. I love it.
Well, ask me the question. We'll do wild versus weird.
I was gonna actually, because I tried to go in chronological
As
order
the sun
here.
goes down on the Arizona plain, the wind whistles by like a runaway train. Hey, hey. It's a beautiful thing. It's me and you in a flatbed truck, a full of red mud and just my luck. Hey, hey, hey. In the middle of spring,
what does she want to know?
I want to know if you, at the time, regarded black cars as any sort of, I joke, said as don't
Can
call
we
it a comeback.
get off black cars? My God.
It was only half an hour more on black cars before we can move on to another cut from the same album here.
Damn.
I got more black cars questions. You know what? You're breaking my heart, Gino. Can we get off black cars? I'm gonna wake up in the middle of the night tonight in a cold sweat. Did Gino really
You
say
remind
that?
me of my parish priest. Get off of it, I said.
That's amazing. Oh, my
But that
goodness.
speaks to your point. That
Well,
I get
yeah.
fixated on certain things.
Right,
It's
right.
part of my charm, though, right, Blair?
Absolutely.
I'm an award-winning podcaster, Blair Packham. I
Yes,
want you to.
I
to
know. Yeah, lord that over us. Go ahead. Yeah.
So, Andy, how was your Toronto Mike debut for you?
It was amazing.
I bet you say that to all
That's
the
it.
podcasters.
That's it. You just. That's it. That's all.
I think this is the first podcast I've ever done. I've never been asked.
That's a mind blow.
That is a mind blow. That's a fun fact.
Would
go.
Jane
No.
Siberry find that to be a
I
fun
think you have
fact?
to say it's moderately interesting.
But I did want to. I did want to ask you on our way out. Like, what music do you listen to these days? Like, if you're decided I want to listen to music for pleasure, what genre, what music would you fill your beautiful ears with?
Sometimes I'll get obsessed with artists. I don't know what it is. It's like,
But enough about Blair Packham.
That's
Big
moderately
Thief.
interesting.
There's a band called Big Thief, and
Big-
there's a singer named Adriana Lenker. She put out a solo record, and that I honestly think it's a masterpiece. Yeah.
Okay,
Big
name check
Thief.
some more because the newest
Bonnie
music-
Vare. I can't stop listening
Bon
to Bonnie
Iver,
Vare. Yeah.
Now, on the way here,
Yeah.
we listened to a very special song.
What was that?
You were there.
No,
It was.
I wasn't.
He's an
Yeah.
artist. He can't be
Yes.
expected to.
We
remember
listened
that.
to the single that dropped today
that's
by
right.
Paul McCartney.
McCartney.
And I'm not always a fan of contemporary or current Paul McCartney, but this song is so
It's
beautiful.
in his real voice.
Yeah, he's not trying to sing like rock
He's-
voice.
I have to hear this, but
He's
beautiful.
reinventing himself as the old Paul
as
McCartney.
as an old man, as a
Yeah.
veteran performer. It's
Yeah.
beautiful. Instead of, for years, decades, he tried to seem younger.
Sure.
And then in the last 10 years or so, he's seemed more his age.
Yeah.
And now this song is so
Oh,
delicate
so
and beautiful.
we're speaking, even though this is kind of unusual for Toronto Mike, but we're recording on a Thursday afternoon. It's March 26, 2026.
I
Yeah.
gotta go.
But
Wow.
this episode's actually dropping on the Friday, which is the 27th. And that this Friday, when this episode drops, I actually have a 3 p.m. private tour of the Paul McCartney photography exhibit at the Art Gallery of Ontario.
Exhibit.
And I can't say that word very well.
We've
but-
already been.
So I'm getting a private tour at 3:00 tomorrow,
Right.
which is today, if you're listening. And Jim Shedden is giving me the tour.
The lovely Jim Shedden. What a nice guy he is. What a talented, nice guy.
Jim Shedden he's the true legend. That's why I don't use that word with Andy, because it's reserved for Jim.
Right.
That's right.
Right.
Yeah.
He's not a prodigy.
He's
Yeah.
not a prodigy.
He's not in the prodigy.
Any other musicians you want to shout out on our way out, Andy, that I should be listening to?
No, I think, with Bonnie Vare and Adriana Lenker, that's pretty full.
That's pretty full. And
Yeah.
Paul McCartney.
And Paul McCartney.
Yeah.
And speaking of Bon Iver, let's see if anyone can connect these dots. Returning to Toronto Mike to kick out the jams. This is in my calendar. The legend that is Colin Cripps.
Oh, right.
Colin, beautiful guitar player.
Yeah.
He rented at a very good rate many guitars for the recording of the Jitters' second album at the Metalworks in Mississauga. Colin, he may have even loaned them to us. I don't remember, but
Wow.
yeah, some beautiful guitars. I took pictures of them because I thought I'll
What a
never
great,
own guitars. As
Incredible
great
player, too.
as it.
Just
Yeah, beautiful.
Yeah, he's
Unbelievable.
great.
He was with Brian Adams recently on a whole tour.
Yeah, they did a bunch of stuff.
Yeah,
Wow.
replacing Keith. I was going to say
Keith
Keith
Moon.
Sharp. Yeah, no. Yeah.
Thank you for having me.
Keith Scott. There you go.
Andy, one more question though. You're not off the hook quite yet. When you listen to Rush's Subdivisions, do you have that song in your head right now?
Of course.
I asked.
Okay, well, let me ask two,
Okay.
and then we can discuss. We get the same answers.
Okay.
Subdivisions.
Haunted
Subdivisions.
house.
Yeah.
Who would, in your opinion, who's saying the words, the word subdivisions? in that song?
Subdivisions.
Have you ever thought on this?
Gord Martineau?
That's a good guess.
That's a really good guess.
That's an interesting guess.
It's not correct, but that's a really interesting guess because it's so close geographically and logistically so close to what we believe is the correct answer.
Okay, is this out in the on the Wikisphere?
The following program contains adult themes, nudity, and coarse language. Viewer and parental discretion is advised.
Mark Daly, the voice. This is a contentious issue, though, and David Quinton Steinberg might be able to get the fun fact.
Yes.
For definitive fact for us.
It's not definitive. He told me it's either Mark Daly or Neil Peart.
Well, that's the two finalists.
That's going to be my next answer.
So, because in the video, Alex Lifeson is lip syncing it,
Yeah.
but then the band said, "Oh, it's actually Neil doing the sound." But I've done extensive research. I do believe it to be Mark Daly. We need the answer, which is why Geddy Lee needs to make his Toronto Mike debut.
Right.
Yeah.
I keep telling Geddy that.
Yeah.
We'll keep doing it. And tell David Quinton Steinberg if he wants to keep his FOTM status, he'll deliver me Geddy
Brian
Lee.
Linehan. That's who it is. It's Brian Linehan.
Brian Linehan's right here.
Yes.
Oh, there he is.
That's Brian Linehan's photo right there.
Oh, I thought it was him. That's a relief.
Shout out to
I thought
Ridley
he was lying
Funeral.
on your table there.
Oh my God, what a great debut for Andy Stochansky.
Yeah.
Dude, I love this so much.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you to Blair Packham for driving you here. I made him
You're
go
welcome.
further to get Rick Emmett to Christy Pitts.
That's
so,
true.
So I owe him a bit. And also, I want to say thank you to the lovely Tanya, who just laughed at my jokes and looked beautiful and smiled. Like, I'm so glad you were here.
That's so nice. Tanya has no last name, by the way.
I just call her Tanya.
Yeah.
I don't need a last
Tanya,
name.
you don't need a last name.
I don't need a last name.
Cher.
Like Cher. She's
McLovin.
so much like Cher. It's amazing.
McLovin.
That's funny you should
And,
mention
yeah,
that.
like McLovin and like Madonna.
Yeah. Like Madonna. She's so like Madonna. That's the thing people don't understand about Tanya.
She's like a virgin.
She's very much like a virgin.
Can we just?
I just agree with everything.
And that, listen to the subdivisions. That's me. So Rob Proust layered myself on myself. That's me. And that brings us to the end of our 1,870th show. Go to TorontoMike.com for all your Toronto Mike needs. Buy an Elmo ticket or two, won't ya? And much love to all who made this possible. That is Great Lakes Brewery, Palma Pasta, Nick Aini's, RecycleMyElectronics.ca, and Ridley Funeral Home. I don't know, this is a Friday. I recorded on a Thursday. I have no idea what's going on, but in my calendar it says Ralph Benmergie's here early next week. I'm sure Andy Stochansky will be tuning in for that one. See you all next week.